Sorry guys, cut you off right then and there, but for some reason, like, my camera just stopped recording, and I don't know. I got a new camera, but I don't know how to use it, so let me be a retard for a little bit. Anyways, yeah, like, my dream, it felt so real, as if like I woke up looking for my kid and he was safe and sound in his bed. But I don't know, like, what these dreams mean, you know. Anyways, moving on to my last story. I don't know if I should make this separately, but fuck it. This story time is gonna be about, this last story time, it's gonna be about something very seriously that happened to me maybe a few months back. And it's still creepy to this day, to where I can't remember if I told this story or not, but I'm gonna tell it again to let y'all know that these things are real and it just doesn't happen in movies. So one day my husband tells me they switched my schedule to early morning to extremely early morning to 3 a.m. in the morning towards 12 midnight, and then 3 hours later he had to go to work. So I was like, that's weird, but it's like, let's see if we can do it. And he was like, all right, we will try this. And so we did. And one day we woke up at 3 a.m. It was just me and my husband, and I took him to work. So we happened to live kind of far from where he works, but it wasn't a problem because it was like literally down the street. Like, it's like either you go straight down, you make a right, and you make one more right, but this is like maybe miles to where, you know, you just keep going straight down the street, straight down the highway, whatever, and you make your right, and his work's like right there. And where we passed by, I remember we passed by like 6 gas stations, because I always count them. We passed by a stadium, and we passed by Amazon. And what threw me off was, like, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch him go in, make sure everything's okay, everybody's there, and then I had to wake myself up because he drives if I'm not wide awake. And I say goodbye, I'm like, have a good day. And I used to joke to him, you're not worth shit to me if you're dead. I know that's like the worst thing to say to your husband, especially if you know exactly what your husband does for a living. But he knows I was joking anyways, and I would tell him that, but I wouldn't say it to where people would hear me. And so I drive off, go under the bridge, pass by the stadium, and pass by Amazon. Those are like the first 3 things I pass by. And it gives me chills telling this story. Like, it scares me, but I'm inside my house, so I know that I'm safe. And I'm in my car by myself. I make sure I lock the doors, roll the windows up. My windows are sort of tinted, so you can't really see me inside. And so I'm driving off. Like I said, I pass by Amazon. It's to the right of me. And as normal, like, I see the Amazon truck, I pass by. I'm at the light, and I happen to see this white van, like, happen to pull up next to me at the light. So it's on the left lane, it's on the right lane. And you don't think nothing of it, of course, because there's gonna be traffic, people getting off of work, going into work at 3 a.m. And like I see this van in the corner of my eye over here. And I'm just like, okay, like this car's in a hurry, like I'll just let him speed up in front of me. But he ends up behind me. I'm just thinking to myself, like, normal traffic, whatever, like, I drive slow because I'm exhausted and tired. It's 3 in the morning, who's not gonna be tired? And, it's like I said, it's a straight road, and then until I hit the last light, I turn left. And I guess, like, I don't notice anything until, like, I'm maybe a mile down the street that this white van is behind me. And, like, I'm just like, what are the odds that we go to the same place, go to the same street? And I think that about, like, maybe during the daylight, if I'm in front of a car and behind a car, like, a good amount of time, I'm just like, oh, like, in my mind, like, it's probably going to make a left here, and it didn't turn his blinker on. But this van stays behind me from when I left to drop off my husband, past Amazon, past the light turning left. This van stayed behind me. And at this moment, I'm actually, like, wide awake as can be, because my dad always told me, be aware of your surroundings. And so I'm just like, okay, like, what if I'm in this van's way? So what if I, like, scoot to the next lane and let him go? Nope. This van goes to the next lane as if, like... So I'm, like, thinking to myself, okay, like, I'm just gonna go straight home, see where the hell this van goes. I noticed this van get so close to my tail light to where you can't see them in your mirror, but you look in the top mirror and it's still behind you. And I'm just like, where, like, is this van in a hurry? Like, am I literally in its way? But I guess to where there's a stop sign and then there's a stoplight, but it's like at a good distance. I speed all the way to the stoplight, and it speeds with me all the way to the stoplight, which is my last light. I'm like, I hope to God this van does not follow me in my neighborhood. It followed me from my husband's work. And when I see white van, it was like I was in a movie. And I was the victim, whatever. It's like I was in a movie, and it was that one white van that steals kids. I swear on my life, that van, if I swear I saw it again, I could point it out to you and tell you exactly what it looked like. And guess what it does? It follows me through my neighborhood as close as it could be to me. And to this point, like, I rush into my neighborhood. I'm the dumbass to let it follow me into my street to where I pull aside in front of a random house, and it pulled aside with me. I swear you not, it pulled aside with me. I was so scared, and I, like, rolled my window down halfway to wave it down to let it go in front of me, and it didn't go. This is how scared I am still, like, to this day. I bought a switchblade. I need a pepper spray or something else to protect me. And I make it to my driveway. This van pulls up behind me. It's like blocking my exit. If I wanted to get out of my driveway, I couldn't. It's like I parked in and it parked behind me like this. And it I turned off my lights so fast and scooched down like in my car as if I wasn't in there anymore. But I'm surely they knew I was in there. And the person in this van rolled their window half down, and all I saw was I didn't see one. I saw like 1 or 2 people in this van. It looked like a lady and it looked like a man at the same time, because you know the difference between a male figure and a female figure. I saw 2 of them. I was like, I have no phone, I have no weapon, I have nothing. All I have is like my keys in my car. I could honk and wake up everybody in my house. I could honk and scream for my life if they take me. I'm like this, like I'm like thinking to myself, I'm never gonna see my son again. I'm never gonna see my family, my husband. This car rolls its window down, looks at me. Like you see their heads go like this, look at me for like a good 15 seconds and drive off into the cul-de-sac to the left and don't come back. I jump out of my car, run into my house and wake my dad up, and I'm like telling my dad, like, Dad, I'm like trying not to cry, but Dad, somebody followed me all the way from Fern's job to the driveway and blocked me in. I'm not even joking. Like I woke him up and he was so freaked out. And he like jumped out of bed and he's like, are you kidding me? Did you get the license plate? Did you call the police? Did you do anything? I'm like, I didn't have the phone. Fern did. And I'm like, I didn't have anything to protect myself. I just ran in here, locked the door, and I started freaking out. To this day, like, it scares me just to tell this story to y'all. But if you're driving alone, be careful, because there will always be that one person out there that'll see you driving by yourself and think it's okay to follow you, and like, who knows what their motive is. My mom wants to say, what if it was a good Samaritan? I don't believe in good Samaritans, because if it was a good Samaritan, they would have waved at me, be like, ma'am, we just wanted to see if you were make it home safe or something, or at least like flash their lights at me, or like something to, like, if they were next to me, to wave me down, roll their window down or something. But no, like, I wouldn't have rolled my window down anyways, but I'm the dumbass to lead them into my street. Now they know where I live. They know where my husband works. Well, not fully, but they know I'm down that street a lot. My husband changed his time to 7 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. so I doubt I'll see them again. But be careful, guys, because I hate when I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat and people are gone missing from 1 minute to another, like vanished. And it's really scary. It's a real thing to know that, like, you can be taken miles away from your home and you'll never see your home again. You never see your bed, your phone, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your kid, your wife, your husband, your grandma. So just be careful, guys. Well, I hope y'all learned a lesson, got something picked out of this video for y'all. Just want to say goodnight, happy holidays, and be careful. I wouldn't want y'all to, I wouldn't want any of my subscribers, any of my views to be the next one to be followed to their house or to be taken, or to be on the wall of missing kids where I work at, because it's upsetting to know that none of those kids got to go home, spend their last moment, birthday, holiday with their parents, and for what? Because they're out driving at night, not knowing what they're doing, or they happen to be throwing out the trash or checking the mail and somebody takes them, playing outside with no supervision, you know, walking in the parks, and people are literally watching you every minute of the day. Well, like I said, be safe and be aware of your surroundings. And don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. If it just scared you to the point you were never gonna ever be on YouTube again, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to get this out there because I think people need to know that it happens literally everywhere. I live in Texas. I'm not gonna say where, but it happens literally everywhere, guys. So be careful. Peace, love, and happiness. See y'all in my next one, alright?